Hello and welcome. We're going to be working on a cubby design in Autodesk Inventor today. So let me show you a picture of the design and we can get started from there. So what we have here is a group that has put together this for a cubby design. Now you will note that on the bottom, if this is 66 inches and this is 41 inches, is not drawn proportionally yet, right? So part of our design today is to get this to be drawn proportionally so that we can put this together. We're going to be using 3/4 inch pre-finished maple plywood, okay? Everything will be 3/4 inch pre-finished maple plywood, including the shelves. The shelves themselves will be about 22 inches long, so they need to be 3/4 so that they don't bend, all right? Otherwise, we're going to be placing heavy things in there, and what you're going to find is that they're going to bend over time. So I want to be using 3/4 inch pre-finished plywood there. You'll notice that we have 107 inches long. That's longer than one sheet of plywood. So my tops and bottoms cannot be one sheet of plywood. I don't have plywood that long. We're going to divide this up right here into two cubbies, essentially, and we'll figure out what to do with this one, whether we leave it like this, exactly how it is, or make it differently. We will be making it differently. But we're gonna make this section right here first using rabbets and dados, okay? So I need something that is 66 inches long on the bottom, 66 inches long on the top, and actually just under 66 inches, so we'll talk about why that is, and then 47 inches tall. So that 47 inches tall, those are going to be the ones, we'll make those first. Okay? 47 inches tall. So let's go into Autodesk Inventor, and I'll put my little head down here. We're going to start with a new file, and we're going to use a Mesmer part file. This is just a regular inch-based file, okay? We have a 17-inch deep cabinet, so we're gonna make our first rectangle 17 by 47 inches, okay? So let's take a look at that. Here we are, great. It's gonna be 3/4 inch plywood, so let's extrude this out, 3/4 of an inch. Okay, and now we need some rabbets and dados. First of all, the rabbets go on the edge of the material. This edge of the material, again, is 3/4 of an inch wide, and then we're gonna put this halfway into the material on this side, the rabbets at least. So 0.375. Okay. So there's one. We need another one down at the bottom. The exact same thing. So 0.375 and 0.75. We're going to finish those, and then we will extrude them. I need to pick them. So 1, 2. I want to cut them back through a distance of all. Okay. Taking a look at our picture again, what you're going to notice is that I'm going to have some shelves that I'm going to have to put in here, 9 of these shelves, and that's fine. But notice they're going to be on the same level as other shelves in here. So if I went 3/8 of a way in, that's our 0.375, I would cut all the way through this shelf, right? So these shelves are going to sit 1/4 of an inch dadoed into our side and our vertical members there, okay? So 1/4 inch, and now we need to space them out evenly, so that'll be fun. Spacing them out evenly. Essentially, the space that we have right now is this line, 45.5. Okay, so 45.5 divided into 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. Let's do the math. I need to go like this. So 45.5 divided by 4 is 11 3/8. 11 3/8. That's exactly the middle of where that should be. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put in some construction lines, 11 3/8 inch down. So what I want to do is just to have an offset line. So I'm going to project that line right here. I'm going to offset that line down 11 3/8 and push enter. Okay, I want to do the same thing a couple more times. So offset 11 3/8, offset 11 3/8, and that should be it. The next one down should be, if I pick it, 11 3/8. Okay, so just to put a dimension there, so you all can see that that's exactly what that is. I was really close, but let's just make it 11 3/8. It should be right on the line now. Okay, it is the exact same line if we zoom in. Okay, so there it is, 11 3/8. What I'm going to do now is grab a special rectangle, a 2-point center. Okay, I am going to go right on those lines, right at that intersection, and I am going to make a 0.75 by 0.75 square. And that's actually not what I wanted. A 0.75 wide and a 1/2 inch. There we go. So now this is going to cut out just a 1/4 inch into my plywood, but 0.75 inches tall. I want the same thing 3 more times. So I'm just going to grab this. I'm going to go copy. I'm going to select a base of right there. Zoom into where I need to be. One is right here. And one is right there. Continue. Okay, so I have exactly what I need now, those 3 dados. We're going to extrude cut here, here, and here. We're going to cut them through a distance of all. Okay, so there's one of our sides. In fact, the other side is going to be the exact same thing. So I have both of my side panels done. Okay, very, very simple. All right, let's make the top and the bottom right away. The top and the bottom will both be the same. So if I'm looking at my picture, it will be 66 minus 3/4 inches long. And it'll be divided up equally into 3 sections. Okay, so I say minus 3/4 of an inch because we have a 3/8 inch rabbet on this side and a 3/8 inch rabbet on this side. And that equals 3/8 plus 3/8 is 3/4. So we are going to take 66 minus 3/4, and then we're going to extrude that out. So I'm going to make this into my maple plywood. Don't worry about the ply looking really weird or anything like that. I just wanted to put something in there for some color. So I'm going to go File, Save As. This piece is going to be my right, left cabinet side. Right, left cabinet side. Okay, so let's make a new piece. File, New. I want a new part in inches. I'm going to make the top and the bottom at this point, so let's make it right here. We're going to go 17 inches. Oops, grabbed the wrong rectangle again. So grab this rectangle so we can make 17 by, I said 66 minus 0.75 or 3/4. That's where we need it. Okay, so here we go. We're going to finish. We're going to extrude into our 3/4 inch pre-finished maple plywood. And then we are going to, let's do this time, let's do it right here. It might be easier for everybody to see. So I need to divide this 65 and 1/4 inch piece of plywood. So 65 and 1/4 into three separate spots. Okay, so divided by 3 is equal to, okay, 21 3/4. Great. So let's go here. I want to make some construction lines, so I'm going to project this line. I am going to offset it 21 3/4. I'm going to do the same thing here, 21 3/4. See, I've divided that space up evenly now. I'm going to grab a center rectangle right there. I'm going to pick the center point, which is right here. I'm going to go up, okay, and I'm going to pick 0.75. I'm going to do the exact same thing over here. Grab the center, wherever that green line is, there it is, or the green point is. Go up and over here, and again 0.75. Enter. Okay. These are going to go down in, I believe, 3/4 of an inch. Yeah, the bottom ones can go down, sorry, not 3/4, 3/8 of an inch. That's just fine. It's these dados on the sides here, dados on these middle pieces that are going to need to be 1/4 inch. So these can go down 3/8 of an inch, not a problem. Okay, so we're going to extrude, cut here, here, cut 3/8 or 0.375 and enter. So here is our both bottom and top. Let's make it into our maple. There it is, file, save as. Oh man, I've been putting this into the wrong place. We'll break it up later. That's no big deal. I'll break this up really quickly here right now. So this is going to be our top, bottom cabinet side. Okay, top, bottom cabinet side. Okay, I saved both of these, right? So let's get out of these. I'm gonna create a new project. Should have done this before. I always catch myself having to do this before. This one is going to be called the Cubbies. And I am going to place this in a desktop folder called Cubbies. Cubbies. There we go, Cubbies. Finish. Done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to find those two. So I was in group work table before, and I'm just going to cut them. So right here, cut. And I'm going to put it right here. Okay, so there they are. I'm going to assemble those together now. So I'm going to go new. You can just do regular standard assembly. Very, very simple. Assemble, just place. And we really want 2 of both of these. I'm just going to place 1 for now. You'll see why in a minute. So I'm going to constrain. They are symmetrical, so you don't have to worry about which side goes on which. We'll get it. And then I will flush up then this side with the bottom side so that the dados are facing up. Let's cancel out of that real quick. I'm going to make it so that this one can't move. So when I do flush this up, it will look decent at this point. At least the one that will rotate won't be the one that I don't want to rotate. Okay, will be the one that I want to rotate. All right, so now I just need to flush up the bottoms here. So here we go, flush and flush, apply. All right, so we've got it, right? And now instead of doing that all over, if I go copy and paste, these already have that constraint on them. So now I'm going to go mate and mate. Okay, great. Flush, flush, and then on the bottom, I want to go flush, flush. And we have the first part of our cubbies. Okay, so next let's make these center sections, and then we can put in all the shelving. Okay, so those center sections will not be our 47 inches tall. It'll be 47 minus a 3/8 here and a 3/8 there. Okay, so let's just go new part, file new, part file. And I am going to go, let's go here, pick the right rectangle this time. I'm going to go 17 by 47 minus, well, 2 times 0.375, right? Or what do we get? 46.25, right? You probably could have done that in your head, but just to show you how I get it. And when I go back into it and I maybe don't remember how I got it, that's the way that I remind myself. I see that math inside Inventor and I go, oh yeah, that's why I did that. Okay, so this time we need to be really careful about where we put our lines. Okay, specifically right here, notice the distance between the top and this first line right there is different than on this one, because our top doesn't start at the top of the piece. It starts like, well, midway through this piece. So we need to be really careful. So let's remind ourselves of the dimensions that we use to get these on here in the first place. So it was 11 3/8 from the top to the middle of where that dado was. Okay, so 11 3/8. So that means, well, this piece right here starts 3/8 inch down. So 11 3/4 will give us that middle point right there. So 11 3/4, let's go over here. We're gonna go sketch. We're gonna go right here. So 11 3/4, we're gonna go down, we're gonna project that geometry. We're gonna offset it. 11 3/4, 11.75 this time. Okay, so that's our first one. We're going to do the same thing to the bottom. Project geometry, offset, 11 3/4. Okay, so there's 2 of them, right? Now, what is the distance between the other 2? Because we should be halfway in between the other 2. The distance is 22 3/4. So we're going to go 11 3/8. So let's again go offset, grab this line, 11 3/8 this time right here. Okay, now these lines are going to serve 2 purposes. So we need 2 rectangles on them. These are the middle ones, and they hold shelves on both sides. Okay, so we are going to go our 1/2 inch up on top by 3/4 of an inch right there. Okay, we're going to do that, and then we're going to go right here and do the exact same thing, 0.5 by 3/4. Okay, we're going to go okay. I'm going to grab that whole deal. I'm going to go copy. I'm going to grab it from a base point of right here, right there, and right there. Right click, okay, done, finish sketch, and let's extrude these out. I'm going to have to grab all 6. We're going to extrude cut these all the way through, and then we will be done with this piece. Okay, so it looks just like that, where shelves are sitting on both portions of each side. Okay, so I'm going to make this into my maple plywood here. Even though the plies aren't going the right direction, we're still okay. So file, save as. We're now in the right project. So we're just going to go middle cabinet, what's called divider. Middle cabinet divider. Okay. And then let's put these into our assembly right away. We'll put 2 of them. Return, place, middle cabinet divider. Grab 2. Constrain the first. Again, these are symmetrical, so you don't have to worry about which side goes where. Grab that here. Apply. I'm going to hit flush right there. And then which way does it move yet? Oh, back and forth. Yep. Okay, so I need a mate. I'm going to hit this little triangle right there with this side. Apply. Okay, so done. Let's do the same thing right there. Apply. And then I want to mate right here with underneath. Okay, and then we'll just flush up right here and right there. And we are just one piece now away from being done with these, right? So nothing moves. It's good the way it is. And now we just need some measurements, really. I want to know how long it is from this point to this point. Okay, it is 21.5 inches. Great. So we need a piece that's 21 by 17 by 3/4, and that's it. So let's do it. File, new. Here it is, 21.5 by 17. Here we go. 21.5 by 17. Okay, there it is, great. And then by 3/4. So extrude 0.75, make this our maple plywood. File, save as, shelves, save, and let's put it. We have a bunch of these to put into our cabinet, don't we? Or into our cubby, right? So we have 9 of them. So we might as well place 9 right away. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We need 3 constraints for all of these, which is kind of ridiculous, but we'll get it done. So I'm going to grab that side, put that right here, apply. I'm going to flush up the side real quick. There it is, and now they should move up and down, right? Yep. So we're going to need to put a mate constraint here and right there. Okay, we're going to do that with all of them, every single one. So hang with me. It won't take us long, it just takes us time. Okay. Let me just pause it here real quick. Sorry about that. Here we go. So just putting the rest of these together here. Forget where I'm at, so up and down. Okay, here we go. So mate. Two. Three. Last one. Okay. Get it. Doesn't take long. 2 minutes. Just seems like a lot of work. Okay. There's our first cubby. Done. Okay. Now let's look at overall dimensions just to make sure that we got this correct. So if I go overall dimensions from this side to this side, I should have 66, and that's exactly what I have. If I go from the top to the bottom, I should have 47, and that's exactly what I have. Okay. So there we go. So that's the first cabinet, 66 inches. Now let's look at the second bit that we have on here. It's 41 inches wide. I'm not going to make this any different than the students or my students would have it right now. But so 41 inches wide, 17 inches deep, 47 inches tall. It's going to be made roughly the same way. Okay, roughly the same way that we did before. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put that together. We're also more than likely going to need a back to really stiffen some things up here. I should have done that before and I didn't, so that's my fault. But a back is really easy to put in. Okay, so the back will go in the back through a rabbet on the side. So let me show you how that's done. We can just go ahead, we can take this right here and we can create a new sketch. What we're going to do is just grab a rectangle, go from the corners to the edge. There it is. So, I mean, this should be, or did I think I grabbed the wrong corner. So give me just a second here. So there's the corner of the piece right there. So grab that all the way over to the edge. Yeah, 66.25 it should be. Great. By 3/4. Okay. And then we're just going to extrude cut that by 0.375. There it is. Okay, so now both sides will have this, right? At least they should. So if I just go save and I go back, I also see that the top, or did I accidentally put it on the front? Nope, nope, so that should be good. So you'll notice if I look over here, yep, there it is. So I wanted that, good. And then the last portion that needed that, or actually there's two more. So on this side right here, and hopefully this is the right side for me as well. I think the last one was kind of a fluke that it was just right. I just assembled it the right way. So from here to up here should be exactly 47. So let's get right on that line. There it is, 0.75, enter. Okay, let's cut that to, again, 0.375, cut. Okay, yeah, I just did that wrong here. Grab it, cut it, 0.7, there it is, 0.375. Don't know why I didn't like that last one. So we're gonna save that, return. We're just gonna go accept for now. For some reason it didn't like some of what we did. Okay, all right, so just an assembly problem. So I'm just gonna create that mate constraint over here one more time. Sometimes when you change things, we're just gonna accept that. Okay, sometimes when you change things, gets out of order. So it also put it over there on that side, perfect. And then on these guys, we need it back by 3/4 of an inch. So not 17 inches, but we're gonna go 16.25. So just like that, and then we're just gonna go save, and then go back to our assembly, and then notice that these guys also need to be reduced to 16.25. So right here. So just a little change to put this back in here, but that's going to be very important in order to stiffen this up. Otherwise, it's going to just topple over like a domino, basically, right? So here we go. You notice how there's space in here now for a back. And how big is that back? We can just measure. Okay, we can measure from here to there. So 65 1/4. So we want a 65 1/4 by 46 1/4. 65 by 46 1/4. So 65 1/4 by 46 1/4. Let's do it. New part. We need right here 65 1/4 by 46 1/4. Right click, OK. Finish. Nope, 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 nope. We're going to go extrude 0.75. OK. Make it our maple plywood. Maple, we're going to go File, Save As. We're going to do back. Okay. Go into our assembly. Right there, we're going to look at the back side. We're going to place our back. Pop it right here. And then I'm just going to go constrain here to right there. Apply. I don't know why it wouldn't like that. Let's try this again. There we go. So that's fine. Apply. Just accept. Yeah, that's acting weird now. So again, these plies are all going the wrong way, but that's okay. We just want some color to it, right? So it's no big deal. Apply. And then the last thing we just need to flush up is here and here. Apply. Accept. Cancel. Okay, so there we are. Now the real test to see if I did this right. Select the whole thing, go inspect and analyze interference. And if there are no interferences, we did it right. That means all our joinery is in the right spot. Okay, so we are done with this portion right now. What I'm going to do off camera is just put the other portion on there yet, and this group can decide whether or not they like it or whether they want to change up their proportions at all. But this is how I would go and design a cubby in Autodesk Inventor. Thanks for watching along with me. I appreciate it.